it is all mocked up. This is how it's gonna sit. I have it underneath the hood. And I mean, when it comes to like the gaps, they're minor. So like, I feel if I put some seam sealer going around the thing, tighten it up, and then allowing the seam sealer to dry, maybe with pressure on both sides of the hood to keep it nice and flush, I believe it'll seal up real nice. So I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it. I can also add some of that edging that you can buy, put it around these corners here to help seal it and cover the gap. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know how it'll look. I don't want it to look all janky and stuff, but the way it looks right now is gonna look pretty nice. So next step for this is I'm gonna remove the plexiglass again. Then I'll go ahead and start sanding down the hood and fixing all the little dents that it has. It has minor dents. I don't know if you can see it on video. There you go. You can see like there's like dents here, little dings going in random spots. Then I'll go ahead, before I even start working on those, I'm gonna fix these right here. My plan for this is I bought some of this body patch. I'm gonna cut strips of this, put it behind here, and then behind this strip I'm gonna use some duct tape. Right? Hear me out. I'm gonna cut a piece of the body patch. I'll put it behind the hole. Then I'll put the duct tape behind the hole along with this, so that way when I go to cover it up with fiberglass, because I'm gonna use fiberglass instead of Bondo, because I just like how the fiberglass works. And I'm gonna go ahead, throw that on, throw some tape behind it, so that way when I spread the fiberglass in it, it'll go through these holes and it won't just continue and just drip down. The tape will just hold it in place, so I can get a good coat over this. Same with these other holes. If that doesn't work out, if I end up seeing that it chips or whatever, the piece of the hood that I cut out, that's over there, I'll just cut strips of that. I'll cut little blocks of that, and then just cut a little square off of this and just weld it. And then obviously grind down the weld and then throw some fiberglass over it. But first things first, I'm gonna try this idea first. But it's looking good. You can already see how it's gonna look like when it's done. My plan is, after I take this layer of plastic off of it and you can see clearly through it, I'm gonna leave it like that for a while, and while it's being driven or whatever, if it ends up getting scratched up over time because of dirt or whatever, then when it gets to that point, I'm gonna go ahead and sand this down where it almost looks like it does now, where it's hazy. Then I'm gonna throw some LED strips going around the edge, those LED strips that they're flat, but the LED shoots out sideways. I'm gonna go ahead and do that going around the whole edge, so that way when the LED turns on, this right here has like a nice glow to it. I think that'll look pretty sick. And I'll get the lights. I'll get like what color is that? Like maybe like a aqua blue to match the same color that I did. Same color, pretty much the same color as the engine bay. I'm gonna try to get lights that match that, so that way when this lights up, it matches the theme of the car. Because the rims, like I said in a previous video, I'm gonna end up painting the rims the the same color that I painted the engine, so that way, you know, it has a certain theme going to it, even though I know it has that kind of blue in it, but I want to get that kind of blue as the main color of this car. So this is where it's at. Came out real good, came out really nice. So I can't wait to see when it's all done. I just want to make sure I get this part nice sealed up, so that way if it's out in the rain doesn't come through these cracks and goes into the engine bay and damage any electricals or whatever. I may, if I can get the gaps close enough, like with a little pressure, it'll, you know, it'll hold. But if I could get the gaps close enough, I got a roll of rubber right there that I could just create a gasket for it and seal it up with that gasket. But that would mean I would have to make more holes in between all these, which means I would have to order some more hardware. So that is last case, but it's looking good. Progress. The D16Z6 Civic is coming along. I'm still working on the wiring. I'm trying to find wiring. If I can't find it, I'm gonna have to give in and just order it online, because I'm gonna end up paying close to $150 just for the wiring to get this wired up to this body, because this engine, I'm pretty sure I've said before, it isn't from this car. So the wiring harness that came with this engine doesn't match up with the wiring harness for the car. So I'm gonna get the wiring harness that comes for the car, because the one for the car would match up for the engine. It's weird that the one for the engine doesn't match up for the car, but the one for the car matches up with the engine. Odd, whatever. I gotta get that. But I'll be doing that pretty soon. But as that is in the works and waiting to get ordered, I'm going to continue with this process and whatever I can on the D16Z6 Civic. You know, I was going to end up doing these things anyways, you know, eventually. So I figured while I wait, I'll just get this done and out of the way, so that way in the, you know, future videos I wouldn't have to do it. All I have to do is just get everything mounted up together and boom, painted. Now you can actually see this thing right here. This is probably the worst ding that it has right here. You can actually see that real good, but step by step, that'll be in another video. But comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you think it's coming out. Tell me if I should do something different, if I should have done this at all. Like I said, either way, a hood for this is inexpensive, so I was gonna use this hood as practice, because I was gonna sand it down and practice my airbrushing on it, but I figured I could leave this on the hood, leave this hood on the car and just fuck around with it. But anyways, coming out real nice. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace. It don't even matter what you think.